Welcome in YouTube. Hope you guys are doing great. Twitch, I hope we're doing great. Let's get live. However, before we continue, let's talk about the big thing. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. The elephant in the room is very important to address today. Epic Games themselves have fired over 1,000 employees from the company, and all of this in attempts to save money. But if you ask me, there's a lot more behind it. I think they could have done better. Because if they fired 1,000 employees from Epic, why are we still paying out like a lot of money to Brain Rot Games? I think they need to change how they do their payouts. So they definitely need, I feel like Epic, their motivation behind firing over 1,000 employees is crazy, bro. They need to reconsider how they pay out their creators. Not only content creators, but like island creators as well. That's something like that. Stuff like that needs to change. That's crazy. Anyway, Ryan and Spaceman, what's good? It's nice to see you guys again. All right, well, let's get into the thick of it. Why don't we, right, chat? All right, so actually, let me record just in case we get some short material. So right here, why am I just now learning about this? Yeah, Ryan, it's kind of a shock. I actually just posted it. I posted a short last night, but we're gonna talk more about it since we got more information. So Epic Games, I'm sorry, the Fortnite status Twitter account put this out. Rocket Racing, Ballistic, and Festival Battle Stage are going offline. This is something that everyone already knows about. Unfortunately, I never really played Rocket Racing. I did play, it was kind of fun. Battle Stage, I can respect that leaving. But Ballistic, there's been a lot of backlash about Ballistic and Rocket Racing leaving. So fortunately, we still have the main festival stage, but the Festival Battle Stage, I never really played it. I've never played it. I'm okay with it leaving. But Ballistic and Rocket Racing, those two game modes are going to be crazy when we lose them, bro. It's actually crazy work. We've built a lot of Fortnite modes, and in some cases, we failed to build something awesome enough to attract and maintain a large player base. So you can read this thread on their Twitter account. In my personal opinion, after reading the thread, they didn't update the game modes enough. They didn't update any of the game modes whatsoever in order to keep players playing the game modes that they're trying to shut down. Rocket Racing, that was actually a really good mode. I actually liked it a lot. Rocket Racing had a lot of traction. Ballistic, I never really enjoyed Ballistic, but I did play it with my friends Doe and Blue. It was a lot of fun. Battle Stage, okay, that one can leave. I'm okay with that. Colton, welcome in, bro. They are going out of business? Dude, there's a lot of things going on, bro. All right. So, like I said, you guys can feel free to read this thread. Let's move on to the next thing. Oh, sorry, I had this in order. Okay, there you go. I have this in an order, chat, so I can talk about it. Cade, what's good, bro? So, chat, after they fired and released over 1,000 employees, their attempt to do that was to save over $500 million in cost. Over $500 million in cost, right? I can understand that marketing, contracting, all that stuff's expensive. But here's the thing, chat. Why did we fire like 1,000 employees? Why did we fire 1,000 loyal employees instead of just cutting or readjusting the payouts for supported creators? Because if you really think about it, why are we paying like millions and millions of dollars to people who make Brain Rot games? Like, no one, like, so like, it's just like, that's just confusing to me, bro. We're paying out like 10s, 50s, $100 million to Brain Rot simulators on Fortnite, on their creative games, bro. Because creators do more than those employees. These employees are basically the reason why this game is where it's at right now. Because I know, over 1,000 employees, that's pretty substantial compared to like 2. But if you look at this, our producer, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Our producer got laid off by Epic Games, and they worked on 21 seasons. Chat, these key arts are legendary and very, we've seen these, we've grown up with these. Without these key arts, bro, it's just like, I feel like there's just a lot more that they could do differently. We lost a lot of good workers over at Epic, and it's a bummer that we lost the person who developed and worked on the key arts. Levi, welcome in, bro. Because and the game is not in a good state. I feel like the game is in a really good state following season 2 releasing. Football, welcome in, and Levi, welcome in. Hope you guys are doing great. What they could do is just, they should have that money. They definitely should have that money, but realistically, they need to. Why are we paying out like $50 million in brain rot simulators? You know, brain rot simulators. They're losing a lot more money on on creator payouts than they are actually paying their employees. And their employees are basically the whole reason why this game is even where it's at right now. They might not be the main developers, they might not be the coders, but like I said, we have the key art person left and got laid off. And the narrative director at Epic Games for Chapter 7 has been laid off as well. They wrote the storyline and everything for Chapter 7. Like I said, like dialogue, voice acting, direction, everything. This person worked on the entirety of Chapter 7. And I think Chapter 7 was really good. And they're not, and I think Chapter 7 was really good, but they got laid off. They got laid off. Chapter 7 was a really good chapter, bro. And they got laid off. Do we understand what's happening here, bro? There's just a lot going on. At Epic Games, oh yeah, I forgot about this one too. Epic Games will have a company meeting tomorrow to discuss the roadmap for Fortnite and Epic. Tim Sweeney, so this is going to be following the 1,000 employees getting released. And you know, 50 million, but not to go to actual employees. Would be surprised if this game goes critical by the end of the year. They fired the guy that made Jonesy. Exactly. That's crazy. It's just crazy, bro. And on top of that too, I think I read somewhere that one of the employees over a vacation, I believe it was a Christmas vacation. So, you know, Epic Games employees take a vacation on holidays. And unfortunately, over the Christmas break, I believe it was the Christmas break. Over the Christmas break, a bug was discovered in order to max out the battle pass in 2 days. One of the employees, I don't remember his name, I think it was Evan. I'm not entirely too sure, don't quote me on this. They came off. They went back to the office during their break and they fixed the bug on their holiday break. They fixed this XP bug and then they went back on vacation. And this person was also released from the company. But we're still laid off. They were still laid off. Yes, that's the thing. Their downfall right here is to be like the next Roblox. I think I said that. I think I read that somewhere. There's more downs than there are ups. Excuse me. There are more downs than ups in this exact scenario that they're trying to pursue. I can understand having to release people, but like people who have been there for who knows how long, they just need to reevaluate what they're doing. Because how come they're going to pay this amount of money for brain rot simulators or the pit games or just copycats of Roblox games or like Grow Garden, sorry. Yeah, Grow Garden originated on Roblox, but then all of a sudden it's on Fortnite as well. And that picked up a lot of traction as well. And they're paying Grow a Garden a lot of money on Fortnite just for them to stay. But in the process, while they get $10 million a month, I guarantee you $10 million a month, maybe every 2 months. I don't know how much creators make on islands. $10 million a month on these guys, right? Or maybe these two people. And all of a sudden, this employee, let's say every $10 million, there's 5 employees, right? Instead of paying their 5 employees who develops, you know, character art, concept art, storylines, voice acting directions, voiceovers, all that stuff. Instead of that, they decided to pay these 2 creators who made Steal a Brain Rot on Fortnite. And then they cut these 5 employees that legitimately put the game where it is today. I think, yeah, do you guys understand like what's happening here? Epic Games has announced that affected okay, unfortunately, there is some good in this. Epic Games has announced that affected employees will still receive a minimum of 4 extra months on their regular salary, with additional compensation scale according to how long they have worked at the company. Okay, I feel a little bit better knowing this, but that's still 1,000 employees, bro. You know, Tribes, like for the likes, bro. Fortnite fired some of their best employees, but still people who make brain rot slop. Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say here. There's a lot more behind it, but this is literally what we're seeing right now. Also, I should probably take down the green screen. Oh, sorry, I gotta take it down for you guys. I gotta show the background. I just put the green screen up, and I forgot to take it down for the thumbnail. But you guys understand what like how substantial and critical this type of decision is, right? This is literally 1,000 people's livelihoods. crazy work, bro. Oh my god. And of course, the Fortnite social media admin also got laid off. You know those funny tweets that we always see on the main Fortnite account? Yeah, no, they're gone. No, the social media admin is gone too. We lost the gentleman who created Jonesy. We lost the people. Yeah, I think that gentleman who created Jonesy. We lost the gentleman that created Jonesy. We lost the person who made the key arts. We lost the person who narrated or who created the narrative direction for chapter 7. And now we lost the social media admin. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more like substantial people who worked at this company who got laid off. It's a big deal, chat. It's a big deal. And Formula also put out a tweet. So here's what's happening here right now. Here's basically a summary of what they've been doing. Increase the price of V-Bucks again. They in fact increased the price of V-Bucks, which is kind of crazy. They laid off 1,000 employees. And see, this is the biggest point that I'm making right here. $750 million on slot Unreal Engine Fortnite maps. Literally 750 million. And that's just an estimate. It's probably more, it's probably less, but you know, take it with a grain of salt or a pepper. Take it with a grain of pepper. Tops, welcome in, bro. We want Donald Mustard back? That's crazy, bro, yeah. Fortnite is being like Call of Duty right now. That's a really good way to word it. It's being mismanaged severely, and there's gotta be something done about this. And AI bots in every lobby. See, that's not necessarily something I want to tackle. That's already been brought up in the community many times. But yes, constant legal battles. I don't believe this is true, but when I heard, so Roblox had a game, right? I don't remember what game it is. But on Fortnite, someone recreated this Roblox game, right? And now those two are being sued and they're in a lawsuit right now. Because instead of it just being on Roblox, they put it on Fortnite as well. And now those two parties are in a lawsuit about the rights to this format of game. I don't remember what it is. You guys probably know more than I do. I haven't been keeping up with Fortnite, unfortunately. Bro shouldn't be talking as if his livelihood is at stake with how Fortnite will be handled later on. Exactly, bro. And of course, this is just for the short stream and the other streams. Street Fighter returns tonight. But yeah, chat, there's a lot going on. Fortnite is one of the most mismanaged IPs right now. And unfortunately, hopefully, we can send nothing but healthy and good wishes to all those laid off. I wish them the absolute best, and I really hope that Fortnite will no longer be mismanaged as much as it has been. So let's see. Dominator, welcome in, bro. Prop Hunt and Tilted Zone Wars carrying Fortnite right now. I'm not you. I'm obviously referring to Nick. No, I got you, bro. I got you. Jixel, who is the owner of Fortnite right now? So chat, yeah, that's basically what's going on right now. I hope you guys, this is something that we should probably talk about during the stream. But now that we got most of the big stuff out of the way, we got the item shop tonight. I don't really want to play Fortnite. I just want to talk about this big deal. Not gonna lie, Jixel needs to be the new Fortnite owner. You think so? I don't really know if I can run a company that big though, let alone be a creative director for something like Fortnite. I could probably, give narratives, but actually being able to manage this company, let alone this game on a larger scale, as if I'm the administrator for it, I don't know if I can do it. I can give good narratives. I'd rather be a storyboard director or someone who can work with the storyline, because I really like the direction that they're going now with Showdown. I think the direction is great. John Cena should manage Fortnite. If we get John Cena to manage Fortnite, that'll be the best thing ever. That would actually be crazy work, bro.